Pro Football Weekly is playing the Cover 3, where 3 of our editors bring you under-the-radar stories from Week 12.
With a convincing 38-20 win over the Eagles, the Patriots have now won 3 in a row and are hitting their stride with 5 games left in the regular season. But what's been most impressive about the Patriots' winning streak is who they are doing it without. Top defensive players Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung, and Brandon Spikes have missed some of these games. Luckily for New England, the rest of the schedule, pretty easy. The only team left with a winning record that New England faces, the Denver Broncos. They could finish this season just like they finished last season on an 8-game win streak, which would put them at 13-3 atop the AFC. And this Patriots team should be healthy by the time the playoffs start. Just like last year again, they're going to get a lot of backers. A lot of people are going to be jumping on that Patriots bandwagon. But remember, this is a team that showed a lot of holes on defense earlier in the season and even some struggles on offense. They could be fool's gold again this offseason and ripe for a first-round upset.
Heading into the season, there was a lot of hype about the Falcons' pass rush. They added Ray Edwards, the team with John Abraham, to give them a really talented 1-2 punch off the edge. While the pass rush has been a little disappointing for the Falcons this season, it's been the run defense that has really sustained them on that side of the ball, and it's come on very strong of late. The Vikings were without Adrian Peterson in Week 12, but the Falcons held them to 64 yards on 24 carries, and Atlanta has not allowed an 100-yard rusher in 14 consecutive games dating back to last season. Only the Niners have allowed fewer rushing yards. Now, coming up in Week 13, the Falcons do have a tough matchup against Arian Foster and Ben Tate. Texans have one of the best running games in the league. Can the Falcons repeat this performance like they had against Minnesota against a much better tandem of rushers? That's a big question for them.
Two teams were looking for a new defensive coordinator in the offseason, and they both ended up interviewing the same person. Dennis Allen was the secondary coach of the Saints, and Allen ended up choosing the Broncos over the Eagles. He affected both teams' franchises with that decision. While the Eagles have wildly underachieved with their defense this season, the Broncos, while starting poorly, have gotten better and better each week. Sure, Tim Tebow has been a huge factor in the Broncos' success, going 5-1 as a starter. But it's no coincidence that Allen's defense has been the biggest reason why the Broncos are in the race in the AFC West.
While Dennis Allen has obviously played a huge role in that improved Broncos defense, it also helps to have players. And the Broncos got a good one in the draft this year. Von Miller has been dominant. He's only had 2 games this year where he hasn't had at least half a sack. If he continues this pace, he's surely going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year and could well get the Broncos in the playoffs. For the best coverage of the NFL, make sure to follow us on Twitter or go to ProFootballWeekly.com.